Hey YouTube, this is Ryan making another vid. If you like my content, please consider hitting the like button and also please consider subscribing, as it is very much appreciated. This is my overview of the WE 912 Synergy 2 Flame Tie Trailing Point. The WE Synergy 2 is a titanium integral frame lock flipper. See below in the description bar for the full stats on this knife. This is my latest acquisition from WE. I only just got it in about a week ago. Features M390 blade steel with an advertised HRC of 59 to 61. Has a hollow grind with a heavy stonewash finish on the blade, on the trailing point blade. And a milled integral build with flame anodizing. They do actually come in several versions. There's also a plain tie framed one, and there's shred carbon fiber inlaid versions as well, and they come in the trailing point and the Tanto point. Features a sharpening choil, several areas of jimping on the frame, a slight pass through. You can notice that there's the actual lock is a little bit higher, and there is jimping on the lock face there. Allows you access to the knife, to the lock. A lanyard hole. This tie pocket clip, which is quite unusual. This is a departure from the WE's normal pocket clip. It's basically a sort of milled and stamped. So it's a hybrid sort of type build. I'll talk about that in a bit. And jimping on the flipper tab. Right there. This knife's designed by Jim O'Young, and his maker's mark is on the blade there. That's the only billboarding there is. I don't know if I'll be able to pick it up on camera, but I'm pretty sure it's on this side. The M390 mark for the blade steel is minuscule, and it's hidden just in there. This is a visually stunning knife. I really like the look of it, and this flame anodization and the milling all over the frame is really well done. I really like it a lot, and it travels on. And the only different colour, as you can see, is in the lock bar insert, but they had to do it that way because that's a steel lock bar insert, and it turns out to be a different colour. But that's the only differences on it. I don't think it's too bad. It suits the knife all right. Okay, the pros for this knife is its looks. For me, which is, I said it before, it's a visually stunning knife. I like the heavy stonewash finish. I didn't know if I like it with this finish, the combination, but I think it suits the knife quite well actually. The stonewash finish on it. It's quite a heavy stonewash, and it actually will hide a lot of the marks, so it's quite good. I like it. So that's the pros. The looks of the knife are it's a visually stunning knife, and its flipping action. It fires. really well. And wiggles shut, if you can get it there. It's all centered. There's no lock rock blade play. It's all really well done, nicely chamfered, and I love that milling. That's another pro. It adds a lot. These tie frame locks can be a little bit slippery, but this one isn't. And with the extra jimping, which I'm going to address now, adds a lot of texture and purchase to the blade. And that comes to the cons of the knife. They put jimping here in the landing zone of your finger. And every time you flip the knife, my fingers land on the jimping. Ends up rubbing on my pad of my finger. And when they did all this milling, I just really honestly don't understand why they needed to do that. And it would be an excellent fidget flipper. But you flip it 10 or 15 times and your finger starts getting rubbed on that aggressive jimping. I did originally think that this was a little bit aggressive too. And when you go on to the hammer grip, there it is in the hammer grip, and you're cutting with it, I thought it would rub a bit, but it doesn't. It seems to, it's not too bad. If you just sit here and feel it, it is a bit aggressive, but I could live with that. And all this milling, I love it. That's the way it should be. But they could have just eliminated that completely. And if you have a look on all my other integrals, none of them have this jimping here. They could have put it a bit on the blade, on that ramp there, just there, and it would have done exactly the same thing. And you just don't feel it then. But that's it. That's a con to me. I really don't like it. This pocket clip, while it works really well, it goes in and out of the pocket reasonably well via the pocket clip, but the milling on the inside of the frame, is inside the pocket there. So I found going into the pocket, this milling almost acts like sandpaper, and it has been very destructive on my pocket lips. I've got to the point where I have to baby it in, because otherwise it catches on this, rubs on this milling. And I found without the lanyard, to get it out of the pocket, I just grab on that lanyard and yank. But if you're not a lanyard person, you would find coming out of the pocket as well, it again rubs on the lip, the pocket lip rubs on this milling. And I would have liked them to just machined off underneath the pocket clip there, just a little section underneath the pocket clip had no milling on it, and then it would work really well, because I didn't like that pocket clip originally. I thought they should have just stayed with the original pocket clip that WE does, which is they basically perfected. But this one seems to work okay, but for that milling under there. And the only other con of it is the pricing. These are integrals. They are a more expensive knife, and like this one was $490, so it's basically a $500 pocket knife, which is becoming quite expensive. And I actually I try to have a set limit of $500, so I don't buy pocket knives that are over $500 at the moment. It's my comfortable spend limit. And this one only just came in under it. And the shred carbon fibre versions are actually more expensive. They're like $550. Australian, and they're becoming quite an expensive pocket knife. Not many people regularly EDC $500 pocket knives. So that's another con. I didn't show you the lockup. It's a bit hard actually with this one. The lock bar insert actually hides it. I don't know if you'll actually see it on the other side there. If you normally, when you're in the right light, you can see in there, and the lockup is around, it looks to be about 20%, which is fine. It's right there. Overall, a visually stunning knife that, apart from a couple of little issues with jimping, would have made it probably my user integral. I just wish they'd eliminated that jimping, fixed up the milling under there, and it would have been a fantastic little knife. It's good, but it needed a few little improvements to my mind. But overall, really good looking knife, really thin behind the edge there. Fits my hands well. Overall, quite a nice knife. There it is, the WE 912 Synergy flame integral trailing point. Thanks for watching.